recently when we were packing up for another adventure, a cross-country move, our fourth one that we've done across country, right here to San Diego a few months ago. I am a travel and adventure junkie. I'm not the kind of travel and adventure junkie that's been to a bazillion places or speaks tons of languages. Maybe not quite yet, but I'm more the travel and adventure person that likes getting out and seeing the natural world, like seeing what's around us, tries to experience things in kind of a roughing it manner. The person that would grab a tent and head off into the backcountry and see what's there, see the natural beauties of the world. That's the kind of travel and adventure that I do. This all started humbly enough. When I was in college and growing up in Minnesota, where I grew up and lived most of my life, I basically went nowhere, with the exception of one trip that I don't remember out east when I was very young. I think I'd been to 4 states, never been on an airplane, and had been to Canada once or twice by the time I was about 19. So all those things, I was not travel, I was adventure. I certainly got out, saw the world that was around me, did a lot of things, explored, loved exploring, loved getting out everywhere, but didn't really do any of the traveling. That all changed when I was in college. My then girlfriend at the time, Heidi, and I were switching colleges. There was a break between semesters. It was about 2.5 months. And I wanted to work. I had to work, I had to make money. You need to work when you're in college. My mom, on the other hand, thought, well, you know, you guys have a little break here. Why don't you take an opportunity? My uncle lives out in California. Take my car, drive out there, and spend a month or two and just see the country and enjoy. Well, that was foreign to me. I have to work. I don't do that sort of thing. So I very reluctantly got into that. And that experience was one of the most formative experiences that I've had, just because it opened me up to so much of the world that I hadn't seen to that point. So it really broadened my horizons in so many different ways, and it just really kicked something off that just kept going and is still going very strong today. So back after that trip, went back to college, settled back in a little bit, but every break that I had, every opportunity that I had, both of us, Heidi and I both, we were traveling. We did spring break, we drove out to Florida, even drove back 24 hours straight just to fit as much as we could in, did more driving trips to California out west, did a lot of those kinds of trips where we could just afford, things that we could afford to do. Well then, that second summer after I got back, I had to go to work again because I'm in college and I got to make money. So I read about and learned about Alaska, that you can go there. This is a place you can go and make money. At the time, you could work in cannery work. And I got a book on it and set off with kind of a destination. The semester ended, I went off and went to Seattle, had a bus ticket, and figured it out from there. Landed in Petersburg, Alaska, southeast Alaska, ended up working there for about 2 months. And working there in a cannery, for me, meant 6 a.m. to 6 p.m., Monday through Sunday. Every day of the week I was on. So 12 hours a day is up to what I worked. I lived in a tent, so I'd get up in tent city outside of town, about 3-mile walk, put on all my smelly, wet fish clothes, walk into town in the rain, it's about 58 degrees and raining, mountains all around you, just beautiful scenery. And I loved every minute of it. I worked hard, but I played hard too. It gave me the opportunity to get out and see the world and see so much and experience so much that I had, again, just never really seen in that way, that beautiful world. Well, then I was hooked. That was it. I mean, that basically was the experience right there that ingrained in me that adventure mentality. And that's those people that wedding invitation talked about. Travel and adventure, things that they love just as much as each other. Heidi and I have gone to many places. We went in college many places and had the opportunity at the end of my college career to go to Europe for 2 months. I was able to work for a month with a professor in Athens, Greece, outside of Athens. And we stayed on the Aegean Sea in a house that was built by the dean of the architecture school at the University of Minnesota. It was on an acre. To one side you had the sandy beach where you went down to go sunbathing, and to the other side you had the rocky beach where you went snorkeling. Beautiful. It was a dream, it was heaven. Again, I'd barely been on a flight by then, but the adventure was there. I was hooked. I was in. And we've gone now, since those many years ago, we've gone many places, but a lot of it has fit into where we work now, which is unfortunate, but we're working on that too. We've taken off on different adventures like we are here at the San Diego. Someplace we've never lived before, don't know very many people, Just kind of get there and figure it out. We've done that 4 times. We've moved from Minnesota to Seattle and to Denver. Didn't have jobs, didn't have any agenda other than just we wanted to go somewhere new, meet new people, and have new experiences. And we've loved every minute of it. And that's the adventure that brings me here, again, to San Diego today. And it's the spirit of that journey that I have in that first road trip that I took many years ago. And looking back again, I've come to realize how formative that is. That's who I am. That's part of the person that I am. It's certainly vehemently involved in me. It's deep down within me, and it's unfortunately not very logical. And we have undertaken a laundry list of adventures since that first road trip, but it still isn't enough. I'm compelled to go out and see more of the world and want to just see and experience more, and I'm going to try to find some way to do it. And with that, Mr. Goldtop.
Provide some feedback to Scott. If we could have 90 seconds. Just track 90 seconds. Tell me when it's up.